All right, welcome, guys. This is Joe McCall. This is my weekly masterclass. It's my free masterclass that I do for all of y'all. And I've got a lot of people here on Zoom. I got a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube right now. So just do me a favor real quick. Wherever you are watching this, type in the chat and type in something cool like, let's go. Let's go. We're going to be talking about making offers today. And this is something that's really, really important. If you're not making offers, you're not making money. If you're not making offers, you're not making money. And let me phrase it a different way. Your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. Your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. So when I talk to somebody and they're struggling and they're like, man, I don't know, I've been doing it. I did the mail, I did the cold calling, I did the PPC, I made 20 offers and I've not done any deals. I'm going to ask you a question. How many offers have you made in the last week? For those of you in Zoom right now, I have a poll, I think. Let me see if I can do it. I have a poll called how many offers, here we go. I'm going to launch it. Okay. So those of you in Zoom, there's 2 questions in there, and I want you to answer them. It says, how many conversations have you had in the last week? And if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook right now, hey, Ecom Life, what's going on? There you are. And tie with the rhymes. Let's go. All right, good. Thanks, guys. Listen, if you're in YouTube or Facebook right now, type below in the chat, in the comments, how many conversations have you had with sellers in the last week? And then number 2, how many offers have you made in the last week? How many offers have you made in the last week? And I'll share with you the results of the survey as soon as we get at least 60% of the people here on Zoom answer it. All right, we're at 51%. Let's get a few more. Let's get 60%, 54%. All right. And so while we're doing that, I'm going to... my goal on this webinar here, this masterclass, is I'm going to this is unscripted. I've got an agenda of points and things that I want to talk about, but it's pretty free form. And I'm going to show you how I like to make offers, one-off offers, blind offers. And so there's a couple different ways you can make offers, right? You can do a bunch of marketing and you can let them call you. So there's inbound and outbound marketing. All right. You could send postcards or letters, and you get them to call you. You either answer the phones live or it goes to voicemail. You talk to the sellers first. You try to get a number out of them, and then you send them an offer. And I'm talking land and houses here. It's much easier with land, by the way. But then there's other things you could do, like cold calling or text blasting. And that's when you're kind of like interrupting somebody, and you're saying, hey, do you want to sell your lot? And they're like, who are you? How'd you get my number? I'm like, well, I just found it online. Do you have a property you want to sell? Yeah, okay, fine. Just make me an offer. So the quality of that lead is a little different, right? Is you know, if they get my postcard and they call me, their motivation, their interest in selling is going to be a little higher than somebody who gets interrupted with a phone call or a text. So if I'm making offers to postcards, I might have to make 30 offers for to do one deal. If I'm getting leads from cold calling, I might need to make 50 to 100 offers to do one deal. If I'm making blind offers is just, hey, I'm finding a good potential deal. There's some kind of sign of motivation, and that's really important. I'm going to be walking through how to find properties that have good potential signs of motivation. And it's easier to do this with houses than it is for land, but I'm going to show you this. So you're going to get this list of people who are late on their taxes. That reminds me, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I made my notes here, and ooh, that's a good one. All right, and you're finding like maybe it's the house is vacant, maybe the landlord's going through an eviction, maybe the homeowner has just had a death in the family, which is unfortunate, right? Those are called probate leads. Maybe they've just had, I'm going to show you something crazy here. It's going to blow you away. At least in Missouri, at least in St. Louis, where I am, you can go and see who has not been paying their utility bills, their sewer bill. And MSD, the utility company here in St. Louis, will actually sue you in court if you don't pay your electric bill, your sewer bill, and then you'll have a judgment in your court records. Well, guess what that does for guys like me? I can see who's not paying their sewer bill. And if that's an individual owner who's not paying it, well, they can't pay their mortgage, their utility bill, maybe they can't pay their mortgage. And if it's a tenant, if they can't pay their rent, they can't pay their sewer bill, they probably can't pay their rent. Well, guess what else? Now I know that property, and I'm going to send a letter to the owner saying, hey, do you want to sell your property? The same thing with land. We're going to be looking for land that's maybe been on the market and hasn't been able to sell for 6 months. We're going to find land that maybe has delinquent taxes on it. And we're going to send offers to the owners without talking to them first. So I like to call these blind offers. And the great thing about blind offers is if they respond to a blind offer, that's like the most motivated lead. There's maybe different steps, right? If we like the least motivated might be cold calling and texting. Next might be somebody who gets a letter or a postcard. After that might be PPC. They actually go online and they search sell my house fast or sell my property now. Then they fill out a form. But then after that, if they get an offer for land, let's say at 50 cents on the dollar, 40 cents on the dollar, and they call you, they're pretty motivated, right? And the great thing about that is they're already kind of in the ballpark. For a house, if they get an offer at 60% of Zillow or whatever, and then you talk to them and they call you, they might be pretty motivated. So those are great leads. Now, again, with direct mail, you might have to send 30 offers to do one deal. With cold calling, you might have to send 75 offers to do one deal. With blind offers, you might need to send 100, 500, 1,000, but it's all a numbers game. And so what if you could just every day say, all right, I'm going to send 5 offers every day, blind offers. I'm going to send 20 offers every day. And that's where the magic really happens. All right, so let me end this poll right here, and I'm going to share with you guys the results. Those of you on YouTube, we had 63% of you. Thank you so much. So 57% of you have not talked to anybody in the last week. And the rest of you, so that's 43%, have talked to at least one. 9% have talked to over 10 people. Okay, cool. Now, how many offers have you guys made in the last week on average? 74% of you have made no offers. Which, okay, Joe, come on. That's why we're here. We want to learn how to make offers. We haven't done it yet. I'm new. Okay, fine. You're in the right place. And 11% of you have made over 10 offers. I love it. In fact, 22% of you have made 5 or more offers. 22% of you have made over 5 offers in the last week. That's really good. Congratulations. I love it. Okay, so let me just ask you right now. How many of you have ever made blind offers before? Type it in the chat or the comments, wherever you're watching this. How many of you have made blind offers before? And where do you like to get your leads from? I'm looking at the chat. I see everybody's chat here. A lot of no's, a lot of nevers. Okay. Nope. Anybody made blind offers before? How many of you are interested in how to make blind offers? Again, we don't have to talk to some. Okay, good. Wendy has made blind offers to probates. Cool. Who's interested in learning how to make blind offers? Okay, cool. All right, nice. So Philip always sends, he says here, 0 blind offers, always use absentee owner lists. That's a great list, my favorite list. Matt has never sent a blind offer. All right, so you're in the right place. Let me tell you something first. We're going to dive in. Real quick, I want to tell you something super exciting. I'm going to show you, I got a couple announcements here. I'm going to show you some things here, and if you want them, you can get them for free. I'm going to show you some of the letters and the contracts that I use. Go to simplelandkit.com, and you can get that stuff later when it's available, okay? And then I have this other thing I want to show you here. Okay. Right there. I have coming up next week, I'm doing a 100 offers challenge. And I'm doing this with my friends at FreedomSoft, and it's free. Listen, stop what you're doing right now and sign up at joemccall.com/offers. It's 100% free. Did I say it's free? If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. All right, Jerry has already signed up today. Love it. Annette signed up. It's free, Tom. 100% free. joemccall.com/offers. What we're doing next week, which will be the 19th as I'm recording this. And if you go there and it's already happened, if you're watching this later, then just pay attention. I'm still going to talk about all of this, and I'm going to show you what we're doing. But it's going to be insane. It's going to be really, really good. We're going to show you step by step how to make a single. All right, I'm getting a warning sign about my streaming video quality. Hopefully it's good enough for you. After the, if you sign up, there'll be a VIP and you'll get the recordings to the class. All right, I just lost. Hopefully I didn't lose Facebook or YouTube. I don't know what's going on. Oh, LinkedIn stopped. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, you're going to get a chance to upgrade to VIP, which is just $1. Just $1. And on there, you get to try FreedomSoft for 30 days for just $1. So again, we're going to show you how to do it without FreedomSoft, but FreedomSoft is going to make everything easier for you. And when you see what we're doing and the things that you can do with FreedomSoft, you're going to be like, this is a no-brainer and I want to get it. So I'm getting these warning signs. Can you guys still see me all right? I'm getting these warnings, alerts that my internet is not doing good. But I'm good here, right? I'm getting, okay, I can see you guys everyone's telling me they can see me just fine. Sorry, I don't know what's going on or why this is happening. But, and I'm hardwired into the internet, and I'm doing really good. It looks good on YouTube. Okay, thank you, David. Okay, so I'd love to see you guys there. Go right now, joemccall.com/offers. We're going to challenge you, and I'm doing this with you, by the way. In this challenge, I'm doing it with FreedomSoft. Mike, I'm going to be doing the videos with Mike. You'll see both of us there. And I'm going to be making the offers with you guys. So Mike will be doing the main teaching, but I'll be there kind of monitoring the questions in the chat and the feedback and all of that. And I'm going to actually be doing what you guys are all doing too. And I'm going to pick a market. I'm going to send 100 offers. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Awesome. Is it for land or houses? Great question, Tom. The challenge, believe it or not, is mainly going to be for houses, but I'm going to be doing extra training for land. But basically what we're doing, and we're going to be talking about land and houses, okay? Yeah. So I might have to, I don't know yet. We're going to have about an hour each day. It's a 5-day challenge, and we're going to be mainly teaching about houses. If we have time, I'm going to teach a little bit about land right then and there, or I'll be doing an extra video later and about how we do it for land. But it's like, it doesn't really matter. We're going to be teaching both. Does that make sense? Okay. You guys ready to jump in? Let me get a new window here. I'm going to open it up for your viewing pleasure. Let me find it right now. Dum 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 dum. Come on, let's go. All right. You see my window there. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about here, let me look at my agenda again. And please keep on typing your chats in, your comments and questions and everything in there. One of the first things you need to do when you're making blind offers is you want to make sure you're fishing where the fish are. Okay. Let me close this so I can see you all better. And let me shrink that. You want to be fishing where the fish are. Okay, good. This is nice. I can see it really well now. Let me close that. I'm getting rid of all my distractions. Leave me alone, people. Not you guys. WhatsApp. Okay, we're good. I'm even going to close that. Okay. You need to make sure you're fishing where the fish are. The key that makes all of this work is you need to make sure you're going where the demand is. Make sense? We want to follow the money. What good does it do if you get a good deal under contract and there's nobody to sell it to? Our whole goal here is to flip these things as fast as possible, whether it's a vacant lot or a house. We want to flip them as quickly as possible. We'd rather make a quick nickel than a slow dime. Philip, the answer is I don't have a special price for FreedomSoft. You get the same price everybody else gets it for. So you want to make sure you're fishing where the fish are, and you want to make sure that when you get a good deal under contract, you're going to be able to sell it quickly. You want to sell these deals in 1 or 2 months. And if it's a house, you can even sell them faster than that. The problem with houses is there's more competition. With land, there's less competition, but there's fewer buyers. But you can still sell them really quickly. We typically are buying houses at 60 to 70 cents on the dollar. We're buying land at maybe 40 cents on the dollar, maybe 45 cents on the dollar, okay? So how do you find the best zip codes? I want to show you the free way, and I'm going to show you the FreedomSoft way. And the first thing I like to do is go to ListSource. You can go to listsource.com, and I should share my screen. Thank you. You should go to listsource.com, and you can, it's free. Just so sign up for a free account, and we're going to pretend like we're buying a list. So I'm going to log in. That's my password. Close your eyes. And we're going to go look for houses first. So I'm going to go to create your own. And let's go into, I was looking at, I was just looking at Philadelphia this morning and Philadelphia County. And there's a ton of vacant land that's selling in Philadelphia County. So let's just pretend like we're doing this in Philadelphia County. I'm going to choose Philadelphia County for houses and for land. Okay. Anybody doing any marketing right now in Philadelphia County? Type in the chat. Anybody? Philadelphia County. Okay. I don't see anybody. Nope. Everyone's saying no. All right. So I'm going to go to county, and let's pick Pennsylvania, and let's pick Philadelphia County. Now something's not right here. It's only showing me 972 records. Why? What's going on here? Why is that not right? Maybe I need to pick another state. Corporate owned. This doesn't make any sense. So there's a lot more than 972 records in Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania. All right. How about somebody else? Somebody type in the chat. Give me a state. Give me a state. What's NE? Nebraska? Virginia? Arizona? Nebraska? Texas? Ohio. All right, Daryl. I like Ohio. Let's do that. Now I'm going to, let's do this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it a little differently. Okay. I want to look for, let me go back to geography and let me refresh this page. I'm going to look by state. And I'm going to pick Ohio. Boom. We want to follow the money. We want to see where the demand is, right? By the way, you can do this for land or for houses. We're going to do this for houses first. We're going to look in Ohio, but I want to know in the whole state of Ohio, which county in Ohio has the most investor activity, where most of the investors are buying properties right now. Because when we wholesale vacant houses or houses, we're selling them to landlords or rehabbers, right? So we want to find where's all the money going. So I'm going to choose Ohio. I'm going to go to property here. Criteria. I want to do property type. I want single family and one. So I'm going through this fast. Just watch the recording, the replays. The replays and recordings will be in on my YouTube channel. So we select condos, duplexes, quads, townhouses, triplexes, single families and all that. SFR stands for single family residence. Next, I'm going to go to last market sale date, and I'm going to choose last 3 months. All right, there's 25,000 transactions in the last 3 months. Then I'm going to go to, that's good. Let's go to options right here. And I'm going to say corporate owned only. And I'm going to exclude owner occupied status, absentee owners. No preference. Okay, never mind. Sorry. What I'm doing here is I want absentee owners only. I don't care about retail buyers necessarily, because I want to find where are the investors buying properties right now. Absentee owners. I don't care if it's a trust or if it's corporate owned. It could be an individual who's an investor, but is buying it in their own name, for example. An absentee owner means the owner of the property who's buying it has a different address than the property address. Okay, that's what absentee owner means. All right, so look, there are 9,088. Cool. So I'm going to pretend like I'm purchasing this list. And then I'm going to go to purchase partial list, and I'm going to do custom selection, and I'm going to group this by county. Now there's 84 counties right here, and I'm going to export this and I'm going to email it to myself, and then I'll open it up and share it with you. Hopefully this works. Okay. So let me look quickly in my Gmail. List source. Did it come in? Nope. All right. Sometimes I have a problem getting it at that one email. I'm going to try again. One more time here. Hold on. Because the way it works is it emails it to you. So I'm going to email it again to a different email. Joey at please work. There it is. Nice. Okay. Every time I have to say this email is safe and it's not spam. Okay, so let me open it up in Google Drive so I can show you all this cool stuff I'm doing here. All right, I'm going to upload it into here. I'm going to open it with Google Sheets. Okay, so now what I have here is this spreadsheet, and I have the county and the count, right? And I'm just going to sort this from high to low. And I want to know, all right, well, what percent is that of the total 9,088? So in this county, Franklin County has 20% of all of the state's transactions. I'm just going to, well, I have to copy that down there. So actually, I'm going to do 9088. Okay. So I bring that all the way down. I copy and paste that formula. Oh, so look, Franklin County has 20%, Cuyahoga, whatever, has 12%, Hamilton, 7%. So, where are all the buyers? Which counties are the buyers in? Franklin County. Now, where is Franklin County? That's Columbus. Very interesting. Columbus. Okay, cool. Now, I want to know what are the best zip codes in Columbus. Where do I want to target my marketing in Columbus? So then what you do is you go back here to list source, and we're going to do it all over again. We're going to create your own. I'm going to go look by county. I'm going to choose Ohio, and I'm going to choose, what county was it again? Franklin. Franklin County. There we go. Go to property. I want to go to property type. We're going to do 1 to 4 units. By the way, if you're doing this for land, you just select vacant land right there. Then I'm going to go to last sold date. Last market sale date. Last 3 months. I'm going to go to options. I only want absentee owners, and I no preference for corporate owned. I don't care. All right, 1,833. Look at this side here on the left. Franklin County, last 3 months, these kinds of properties, and they're just absentee owners. I don't care if they're in-state or out-of-state. I don't care if they're a trust or corporate owned or not. I'm going to pretend like I'm purchasing this list. I'm going to do purchase partial list, custom selection. I'm going to now choose zip code. And in that county, there's 43 zip codes in here. I'm going to email this to myself right now. All right, I'm going to find that email, hopefully. Have patience. Have patience. Don't be... There it is. Looks safe again for the 5,000th time. All right, cool. Now I'm going to upload that into here. I'm going to open it up with Google Sheets. Oh, yeah. All right. Just to show you what I got here. So this is zip code and this is count, right? And let's sort this from Z to A. And I'm going to make this a percent, and I want equals that divided by 1833. Ooh, look at this. Now I know the best zip codes, right? Well, one of the things I like to do is just look at the cumulative percentage. So equals that plus that. Okay, so now I bring that all the way down. So here, look at this. In these of the 43 zip codes, these 13 are where at least 50% of all the transactions happen. So 50% of all of the deals that investors are buying are in this zip code. So instead of targeting the whole state of Ohio, I'm going to target Franklin County. And instead of targeting the entire county, I'm just going to target maybe these top 3 or 4 or 5 or 13 zip codes. So I'm going to be laser focused on these areas. Okay. Now, there's a way to do this in FreedomSoft. I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm going to log in as me. All right, so there's a tool here called ZipF Finder. And we're just going to go to Ohio. We're going to search by, let's do MSA. And let's do Columbus, Ohio. Last 90 days. Let's click search. And it's analyzing the market. And it's telling me what the most popular zip codes are. Now, this is not going to be the same as what you get from ListSource. Anytime I've ever gone to 2 different data providers to get data, it's always different. But this is going to get me similar ballpark numbers, okay? So 43081, there it's on ListSource, it was number 1. FreedomSoft, it was number 4. That's 43026. It's right down here. So there's still a lot of activity in all of these zip codes. But, okay, now, who are the buyers that are buying these things, right? Well, one of the great things about FreedomSoft is, let's say I want to go into these 3 zip codes right here. 43, let's just do 1 zip code. Fine. Let's just do the number 1 zip code. 43130. Where is that, by the way? Let's look at Redfin here. 43130. Oh, this is that zip code right outside of Columbus. So a lot of investors are buying houses down here. I wonder why. Maybe they're cheap. That's crazy, isn't it? Let's look at this 43081. Where is that? All right, so one of the things you could do is you could just dig down a little bit and say, all right, in the last 3 months, in that zip code, there's been 301 properties that have sold, 301. And in 43130, there's been 273. So which one do you want to go into? They're both good zip codes. So you just pick one and go for it. I want to go with this one just because it's, I know it's in the city of Columbus. So that zip code was 43081, right? Okay. 43081. There's a lot of activity here. One of the first things I like to do when I'm making blind offers is I'm looking, there's 123 properties for sale right now in that area. Let's look at houses only. There's 58. What if you went in here and said, all right, well, what if, show me all the properties that have been on the market over 60 days. Now, you would have done this, a year ago, 6 months, a year ago, and you would see hardly nothing on the market for more than 60 days. But look at, there's 19 of them right here. And if I sort this from price low to high, these things, why haven't they sold yet? This thing would have sold a long time ago if this was a year ago. I can sort it by newest. And then I'm going to go to the last page here. Well, some of this is new construction. By the way, with new construction, this might be a good area to do some marketing for vacant land. All right, so that's one of the things you could look at. Been on the market more than 60 days. What if we did been on the market more than 30 days and has had their price reduced in the last week? There's 3 properties here in that zip code that have had their price reduced. Some new construction. This, by the way, the new construction, my offers would be more creative financing. Maybe buy it on a lease purchase or subject to or something like that. Maybe, if that works. I've done a lot of lease options on new construction before. And as the market softens, that's a good choice. That's a good option. All right, so what if something else? Let me remove the outline. Let's just look at the entire market of Columbus here. Okay. Now I'm going to say, show me all the properties that, where did I go here? Show me no max, no price reduced, but just has the word motivated. $20 properties have that word motivated in it. And I sort this from price low to high. Let's look at this one. Motivated seller. It's been on the market 47 days and it's not sold yet. Why isn't this one sold? Well, it just needs too much work. It's got old carpet in there. It hasn't sold yet because it's overpriced. This isn't a retail buyer's not going to buy this. This is going to be an investor that buys this probably and turns it into a rental property, I'm guessing. But, it hasn't sold yet because they're asking too much for it. So this would be a good property that you could send the seller an offer directly to the seller. And, if you're a realtor, you can't do that. But if you're an individual investor, why not? Just send the seller an offer and tell the seller, hey, if your house is still listed with an agent, just give this offer to the realtor. So I'm not trying to go around the realtor. I'm just sending an offer directly to the seller because I'm not a licensed agent. I can do that. But I'm telling them, listen, if your property's still listed with a realtor, just give this offer to them and have them call me. Okay, motivated seller. Not bad, huh? What is this one? Motivated seller. It's been on the market 2 months and it hasn't sold yet. Then we go to sale tax history and you can see if there's any price reductions. Yep, there was in July. There's been a bunch of price reductions. Look, they originally thought they could sell this thing for $240. Now they're down to $199.9. What's going on here? Was this like a wholesale flip? Somebody that bought this thought they could just put it on the market? I don't know. Maybe this is an investor, but they are making a lot less money than they were originally hoping to make. This is how much the market has been softening. All right, so you send the guy an offer. What if you made him an offer to lease purchase their property? You know, one of my favorite pieces of mail for lease options. Hang on a second. Let me show this to you. Where's my simple lease options course? There it is. I think this is it. No. All right, so I'm just going to look for older listings. Sample letter to older listings. Oh yeah. This is a great letter right here. And I had a client that did this and did all of their deals just from this letter. So hello, we're sending this time-sensitive mailer to inform you that we would like to buy your house at address for full price, but we would like to rent it out for a year or so first. We're a group of investors that look for nice houses in nice areas such as yours. We'll take the house as is, be responsible for all the day-to-day repairs, give you an offer to buy it for your full asking price, and close on a date of your choice. There are no fees, commissions, costs, or strings attached whatsoever. We're looking to close on a few days. No, we're looking to close a few deals this month, and our limit has almost been reached. If interested, please call this phone number immediately, as this offer will expire in 30 days. That's it. Now you're saying, what on earth? How can you offer a seller full price? Doesn't make any sense. This is what you would do mainly, and I would depending on the terms. But this is where you could do a couple things. You could do what I like to use. I've done a lot of these the lease option assignments or wholesaling lease option deals. So I give the seller, this seller right here, I give him an offer to lease option his property for $185. All right. And with the option to buy it in 2-3 years. And then I don't know what this property would rent for. Let's say it rents for $1,500. So I'm going to give him an option, a lease option. I'll pay you $1,500 a month for 3 years, and I'll buy it in 3 years for $185,000. Then what I do is I'm going to turn around and advertise that house as a lease option on Facebook Marketplace with signs and bandit signs and stuff like that. And I'm going to sell that lease option contract to a tenant buyer for $10,000. So you get it under a lease option and you assign or you sell that lease option to a tenant buyer, make a quick $5-10 grand. Very simple. And you could do that maybe as a subject to. I like lease options better because if I'm not going to stay in the middle, it gives the owner a little bit more protection. He's a motivated seller. You could say, all right, well, I can pay you, maybe your offer says I can give you 2 options. I could pay you cash, but it's going to have to be around $130,000, or I can pay you $175,000 as a lease option. If that would work for you, let me know. So you can send a lot of different things to these sellers. You can send them a cash offer, maybe a 2-option letter of intent, maybe a 3-option letter of intent. And you know what I'm thinking too? I've got this offer software. Maybe I could show you guys. Would you like to see this offer software that I have? I just want to make sure you guys are still here. Okay, I had somebody say that my screen is very blurry. Can you guys see it okay? Somebody else is saying it's blurry. Others are saying it looks good to me. Everyone, my text is blurry. Zoom is kind of blurry. So I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. And other people are saying it's blurry. Other people are saying it's good. Not much I can do about it. Okay, David, thanks. Just hurry up. He's saying move on. I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry. Okay. I just realized I forgot to hit the record button, but this is being streamed to YouTube, so we should still be good. I'm going to hit the record button anyway right now.
Recording in progress.
Okay. But it'll be on my YouTube channel. I don't know what's going on with this technology stuff. All right, anyway, I'm going to show you the software that I created to help make offers. And if you're a member of my inner circle, you get it for free. So I'm going to log into my membership site here, which is called Kajabi. Close your eyes. There's my password. Don't look. And so I'm going to go to my inner circle. If it opens up here. And my inner circle is awesome. Everybody who's in it. We have a private community. I do 2 or 3 coaching calls a week. And I have a bunch of training and support, money for your deals. All right. So deal software. And I have software for your deals. Automated Offer Pro for houses. Boom. Here it is. I call it Automated Offer Pro. All right. So this is a little calculator software that will give you multiple different offers you can give to sellers. Okay. So let's say your company name is Joe McCall Investing LLC. Your name, Joe McCall. Business phone number. Fax. Today's date. Business address. This is my UPS store. I'm going to choose Missouri. Let me turn this stupid thing off. Okay. Your email, Joe at Boss Investing. That's not my real email, but let's just say it is. bossinvesting.com. Okay, next. By the way, there's a plugin that you can use in Chrome. I forget what it's called. It's called Lightning Autofill. That will fill out all this stuff for you every time you go to it. Okay. Now what's the seller's name? I want to send the seller who owns this property an offer. How do you do that? Well, there's a couple ways you can do that. I'm going to just copy this address and let's just put it into FreedomSoft. And I'm going to enter the address right there. Pull it up. And that's the street address. It says owner occupied. Interesting. So it was last purchased on 2017. I thought it was going to be an investor. They bought it in 2017 for $74,000. And so the mailing address is the same address as the property. Property is at 965. Mailing address is right here. Okay, so I'm going to send the owner an offer. I'm going to copy his name right there. Put it right there. Property address is that. Paste. Ohio. And the seller's mailing address is the same. But we know the property is vacant, right? That's okay. I'm still going to send the mail there because the mail is getting forwarded to somewhere else. So yeah. Copy that. Paste. Cut. Oops. Paste. Copy. Paste. Ohio. Zip code. Paste. Okay. Next. We need to get the ARV of the property, the after repair value. Now, this property is probably close to this. Sometimes if the property is listed, you can't get the Zestimate or you can't get the Redfin estimate because it's kind of, that's the list price. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll go to Realtor.com and I'll put the address of the property in here. And sometimes Realtor.com gives you 3 different estimates for the value. Sometimes it doesn't do that if it's listed though. So we'll see here. So it's not, home value. Here we go. So here it gives you collateral analytics, core logic, and Quantarium. Here's the problem with this though. It's listed for 185. So is it really worth 202, 219, 196 if it's been on the market for 47 days and nobody's bought it yet? No, it's probably worth less than that. And so you could look at comps here real quickly in Redfin if you wanted. You could click this. You could go new search. And I'm just going to look at solds in the last 6 months in this area. And I'm not going to spend too much time looking at this, but maybe let's do 3+ bedrooms. And let's sort this from low to high. Let me zoom out a little bit more. So, you know, there's a couple houses that sold for 180. $195, $194. All right, so maybe it's worth 180. So let's just put that right here. Hopefully you guys can still see my thing. So I'm just going to give it 180. Normally what you could do is you could put in, like, if it wasn't already listed and you could get estimates of value, put in the Zestimate value, the Redfin value, the Realtor.com estimate value. FreedomSoft will even also give you an estimate for value, an estimate of the value of the property. But it's saying NA. It's just not enough good comps here. But sometimes you can get so you get 3 or 4 different estimates of value from online. Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, FreedomSoft, even PropStream will give you a value. And then you put that in here and then you just average them. But I'm just going to go with it's worth 180. And this is where you can adjust. Okay, what's going to happen in the market in 6 months from now? Is it going up or down? I think it's going down. Not a whole bunch. Columbus is a strong market. I'm going to say down 2%. So what's the ARV? So now it calculates the estimated future value in 6 months. So I'm going to say 175. Next step. Now this is where you can calculate real quickly a cash offer. And then the next page will be a lease option offer. And the next page will be owner financing offer. I know this is really slow. Small. I'm going to do the best I can. So when I'm making a cash offer, there's 2 to 3 different ways I like to make my offers. One is the ARV minus repairs minus ARV times a certain percentage. So I normally, in these markets, in this kind of a market right now, if the value of the property is under $200,000, you want to be about 65%. Okay. If it's between 200 and 300,000, you want to be maybe 70%. If it's over 300,000, maybe 75%. So, it's worth less than 200. I'm going to do 65%. Square footage, we're going to be estimating repairs on this property. It's about, it's 1,344 square feet. Okay. 1,344. Repairs, it's like if there's no repairs, light repairs, average, heavy, it's light repairs. You're just looking at it. It doesn't need much. Well, you know what? It needs maybe a little bit more because it needs new carpet. So maybe average repairs. The 33 grand. Now that's a lot. Maybe let's do 27,500. I want to make at least $10,000 wholesale fee on this. Okay. So based on my cash offer, the ARV formula, ARV times a percent, 65% minus repairs minus fee, my cash offer is about $76,000. There's another way to do this is by the average of the lowest solds. And so from here, I could click on this map. I'm going to look at solds in the last year for houses only. Oops, I'm so used to doing land. Houses. And I want properties similar size. So I'm going to do square feet minimum. Let's do minimum 1,000. Maximum 1,700. Ours was 1,400 something. All right. And I'm going to sort from low to high. And I'm going to zoom out to get some more. I want as many cheap ones as I can get. All right. So I'm going to zoom out one more time. All right. Now I got a lot of cheap ones here. Now, where are these at? So like this is one of those examples on the other side of the railroad tracks. So maybe, I should just be looking at comps over on this side. Maybe I should ignore these ones. I don't know this area well enough. I'm just kind of doing this fast. But look, I'm going to need to be somewhere in this price range. This is what investors are buying these properties for. If I zoom in a little bit. All right, let's just do the average of these lowest three. The first one is 117,500. The next one, oops, is 120,000. The next one, 122,500. So the average of those three is 120, and I usually discount them 80%. So the average times a certain percentage, 96,000. So now I've got two different offers, 76,000 and 96,000. Which one do you want to go with? I always go with the lower one. 76,250. I'll put a $500 earnest money deposit, and I'm going to give them a deadline of let's do the 17th on my offer. But you know what? If I'm mailing it, they're going to get it a week later or whatever. Let's do the 22nd. Doesn't matter. Next step. Okay, now this is where we get into making them a lease option offer. So if I'm doing a sandwich lease option, I want at least, let me show you how this works. This is the ARV 175. The repair is about 27 grand. The as-is value is about 147. So I want at least 15% equity on a sandwich lease option. So I'm going to say 15%. So I want at least 22,000 in equity. So that means my option price is going to be 125 to the seller. And let's say this market rent, if I looked it up, let's just say it's $1,500 a month. I'll do $1,500. I want at least 25% of that rent for cash flow. So I'm going to give them a rent of $1,125. So if I'm going to stay in the middle of the deal for 5 years on a lease option, I'll pay them $1,125 a month in rent, and I'll give them an option to buy it for $125. I usually do 1 month's rent for a lease option deposit, and let's do 5 years. Okay. Now, wholesaling lease option offer, this is where I'm not going to stay in the middle. I'm just going to give it to him. The current as-is value is 147, but, oops. He's asking 185. I'm going to do 175. Because it's a livable condition. I'm going to give him a $100 option deposit, and I'm going to do 2 years. Okay, and this will all make sense at the end when I show you this. Now I'm going to make him 2 owner financing offers. Principal-only payments, interest-only payments. So the price the seller wants, or the as-is value, the as-is value is 147, but the seller wants 184.9. Could I get him that with principal-only payments? I might get him 175. And I'm not going to discount that at all. And I'm going to offer him 0 down. And I'm going to give him, usually my rent, I'm going to give him $750 a month principal-only payments. I'll give him close to full price. And I'm going to pay him $750 a month until paid. Now let's say I do interest-only payments. Maybe I'll discount a little bit, lower my price a little bit. Let's lower it 10%. I'll give him a little down payment. Let's do 5% down. And I'll pay him 3% interest. And I'll give him a balloon in 10 years. There's just 100 different ways you can skin this cat, which is gross. I'm going to submit this. And now what this does is it gives me 3 different options to send to him. And I'm going to download these right now and show you what they look like. All right, so let me go back to my temp page. Here it is, temp. I'm going to upload all those documents I just downloaded. Okay, let's look at the blind owner financing offer. I'm just going to open all of these while it's doing this. Hey, would you like this software that I have? Well, let me show you what it does, because I'm going to show you how to get it for free. Okay, so here is a, it's got these weird bookmarks on it. I don't know why it's doing that, so just ignore it. But anyway, this is a letter that it creates. This is a formal offer to purchase your property. Dear James, the seller's name. My name is Joe. I'm writing you because I like to purchase your property located at address. Hopefully I've done the research and I've sent this to the right person. My company is here in O'Fallon. Now you can change this to whatever city you want, right? And we're an investment firm that specializes in buying properties like yours in the Columbus area. With that in mind, if you would consider seller financing, I would like to make a full price offer on your property. We can buy it as is and close on any date you choose. I know this may be a little out of the blue, so please forgive me if this letter seems too forward. I assure you this is a real offer and my company is prepared to pay full price for your property in 30 days or less. The reason why we can offer you full value for your property is because of our long-term buy and hold approach. So if you're interested in selling now to us, you can avoid the typical costs that eat away at your equity like agent commissions, improvements, lowering your price, et cetera, et cetera. I'm so confident that we can offer you more than anyone else can for your property. I've included a letter of intent for you to review. So please have a look at it and let me know what you think. Now, please keep this letter for future reference if now is not the right time. If you know of anyone else that's looking to sell, give this letter to them. This is not a solicitation to list your house. We're wanting to buy it. If your house is already listed with a realtor, please give this letter to them. Letter of intent. It's a one page. By the way, do you want this? I'll give this to you for free. If you go to joemccall.com/offers and join my 100 offer challenge next week, because I'm going to give everybody who's part of this software that creates these letters for you. Okay. All right. So here's a letter of intent. James, blah, blah, blah. We will pay you $175,000. I'll deposit $1,000 earnest money with the title company. A down payment of $0. Monthly payments of $750 a month until paid off, approximately 233 months. I'll pay all taxes and insurance. Okay. And then he signs it there if he's interested. You can please email it to here. All right. Pretty nice. Easy peasy. Here also is a seller report. Let me see if I can make this smaller. All right. So the formatting is all messed up, but this is a one-page seller report that looks, if I were to open this up in Microsoft Word, it would be fine. But yeah, so just forget it. I'll show it to you another time. This is my one-page 3-option letter of intent. So this is a letter you could send to the seller. Dang it. From you. Okay. This is to him. Dear James, it's great talking with you today about your house. So if you didn't talk to him, you can say, hey, I really like your house at address. Here are some different options we might be able to offer to buy your house. We pay you cash, close in 30 days for $76. We can give you a lease purchase, $125, $375, $1,500 down, $1,100 a month, 5 years. Or we can do seller financing, buy it from you $175. So let's look at these 3 different choices. 76, 125, 175. Not making any down, principal only payments. Now you might not want to tell them you're making anything down because that just looks ugly. So just delete it. There. I'll pay you $750 a month until paid off, 19 years. Principal only payments. I'd gladly pay him full price on 0% interest. Maybe you could even go in here and just, okay, I'll pay you at $185. Now you have to fix this a little bit because it'll be a few more months and a few more years. All right. Boom. Here's another thing that I like to send just for cash offer only. It says, hey, this piece of paper is worth $76,000 for the next 30 days. Dear James, I want to make you an offer. So this is a cover letter. I'm not going to spend much time. This is a 1-page contract. Pay you $76 for it, $500 earnest money. I close in 60 days. You can make it 30 days or whatever. Scroll down again. Here's the benefits you'll experience when you sell your property to us. This is all of the advantages. We will use private cash. We close. You don't have to worry about waiting for a loan. Other investors will give you contingencies. We've got a lot of experience. We work with the best title agents. You don't have to worry about kicking your tenants out. Okay? All this stuff we're good at. And then there's 2 ways to sell your property. Normally, you have to determine the price of your home. You have to prepare the home. You have to advertise the home, wait for an offer, advertise, wait for an offer, hold an open house, wait for an offer, show property to buyers, wait for an offer, negotiate a sales price, make repairs, prepare the contracts, coordinate and follow, or just sell your house to us and get a check at closing. That's it. So that's a 2-page thing you could send to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this as a PDF right now. Okay. And then if I wanted to, with this property right here, I'm going to add this to a lead list. And I'm going to view this lead right now inside of FreedomSoft. So there is the owner's information right here. I'm going to go to more actions. I'm going to skip trace the owner real quick. Confirm skip trace, next step. Submit order. All right, so it's working. It'll take a little bit. I go back to this lead. I'm going to attach that PDF letter that I just downloaded. There it is right there. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see it, but I'll show it to you in a second. There it is. And I'm going to change the name of it real quick. I'm going to call it Cash Offer. Now, if I click View, it'll preview it here. So there's the cover letter. There's the 1-page contract. There's the additional terms and 2 ways to sell your properties. Pretty cool, right? Now, there's a couple things you can do with this. And as soon as the skip tracing is done, if he has any phone numbers, it'll pop up here and any emails. I'm going to mark this as a lead. I could go ahead and mail this to him. There's different ways to do that. I could also go right here to more actions. I could generate, you know what? I have this thing here. I'm going to show you. There's 2 different ways you can do this with Freedom. I could generate a document right here. And I have my long list of stuff. I think this is it right here. All right, so there's some fields that are missing. Okay, hang on. Let me show you something really cool here. Let me show you something really cool. Here we go. So I'm going to offer him, I think I said $72,500, let's say. Put today's date. Make this offer expire the 23rd. I think that's it. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. More actions. Send direct mail. No. Okay. Yes, I have it here. Oh, I had it. I know you can't see what I'm looking at here. I can't find it. Darn it. I had it. It'll look something like this, but this isn't it. By the way, at joemccall.com/100offers, joemccall.com/offers, this thing right here, it'll all be working, and we'll show you how to do all of this. joemccall.com/offers. Okay, so back to this. This is kind of what it will look like. So here's the cover letter with a picture of their house. And it's my letter to them. Here's the one-page contract. Now I forgot to put the earnest money. Here is the that extra table I had there, and then here's this. Cool. Yeah, so then you just close preview, you click send, and it sends it in the mail to the seller. Another thing you can do is I'm going to download this right now, actually. Okay. And you could go here and you could attach it. And boom. There's all of that. Okay, now, cool, look at this. I'm going to copy that URL right there. And guess what the skip tracing has done? Okay, I don't have a cell phone number. If I had a cell phone number, I could text him that link to this contract here. Or I could just send him a letter right here. Okay, so yes, we're good. Okay, I need to get a glass of water. I'll be right back. I got more to show you. I'm going to show you how you can get other leads through different sources, how to send them quick, simple, one-off offers, and I have some things to show you for land as well. But I have some things I want to show you on how to find really good properties to for houses, and I'm going to look specifically in St. Louis through court records, where you can see where there's landlords that are going through evictions, and you can see where there's people that are getting their utilities turned off. It's all for free online. I'll be right back. Let me get some water. Okay, all right, back. Any questions about what I've just done? Okay, so you guys are telling me YouTube is good. All right. Okay, good. I'm going to show you something that is... Okay, Dave. Thanks. This is amazing. This is epic. This is game changer stuff right here. So I'm going to go to... let me shut down some of these things that are freaking out on me. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you everything it does. So you also get these letters like this one here. This is a 3-option letter of intent. And it gives the seller an all cash, seller financing 1, and seller financing 2. Gives them 2 different options. And then there's a page that explains this is what owner financing is. This is a summary of the benefits. And here's a 1-page report. And then here is something that it gives them. It says, all right, here are, here's an all cash option. Here's a lease purchase option. Here's owner financing option. which one most interests you. And then this is a page that tells them this is what a lease option does. And here's a summary of the benefits. And then there's a page of frequently asked questions about lease options and how they work. So that calculator thing I was showing you here gives you all of those different letters that you can send to the sellers. Okay. And again, if you go to, what was it? There you go. joemccall.com/offers. Let me do something here real quick. Show overlay. Where is that? All right. There we go. If you go to joemccall.com/offers, I'm just trying to get it where I can move that with a button. There we go. Makes my life a little easier. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to show you here. A great keyword when you're looking in, for example, when you're looking at Redfin in these markets. I lost my, here it is. Okay. We're looking at properties we could potentially send offers to, right? One of my favorite things to do is look at any property that has the word tenant in it. There's none. Not one there's, this is all land. Why does it do that? All right, for sale. And it has the word tenant. There we go. There's 103 properties that have the word tenant in it. What's the problem with that? Let me tell you what the problem is. Let's look at this one. Does this look like a property that an investor would want to buy? Maybe. How about a retail buyer? No, probably not. And great. This is something only an investor would buy. But there's no pictures of the inside. Why? Because there's a tenant living in it. Long-term tenant on a month-to-month lease. But it's been on the market 187 days. This is a great property to send a one-off offer to the seller. Maybe owner financing, maybe cash, maybe a combination of both. This looks like a nice house, but it's been on the market for 76 days. Why isn't it sold yet? Because currently tenant occupied. Nobody can go see this house. And you got pictures like this taken from an iPhone. So let's send a one-off offer to that seller. Why are they selling it? What's wrong? I mean, there's something wrong with it? Because is a tenant not paying the rent? So there's something going on. There's a situation going on where the seller is getting tired of owning rental properties. So those two keywords are great for searching for properties on Redfin: motivated and tenant. I mean, there's a ton of them here. This looks like a nice house. Doesn't look like there's a tenant in there. Maybe what's going on here? Do not disturb tenants. Curb offers only. Why hasn't it sold yet? It's only been on the market a couple weeks, but it hasn't sold yet, probably because there's a tenant in there. And look, the listing's been removed. He's tried to sell it before. So it was on here for rent. Now they're trying to sell it. Interesting. Okay. I wanted to show you something. At least this is true in Missouri. But almost every major area in the U.S. has court records available online. So I'm going to show you how to do this in Missouri. And I'm sure you can find a way to do this in another state. But I'm going to go to Missouri CaseNet, which is this website right here. And we're going to do a filing date search. We're going to look for cases in St. Louis County. I know you can't see this drop down. There it is. I just chose St. Louis County. We want civil courses. And you have to select the start date of a 7-day search. So I'm going to go back to July 29th. So since July 29th to August 8th or 6th or whatever, I'm going to click Find. All right, there are 113 pages of 10 properties in here. First one I see right here is Landlord Actions, Black Pebble Holdings versus Jaquita. I don't know. Let's open it up. I'm going to go to Parties and Attorneys. All right, here is the plaintiff, which is either an LLC or an attorney or something like that. They have this property. This is their address. The defendant, here is their address. Where does the defendant live? They live on the property, right? Let's look this property up. There it is. Whoever's living in this house is late on their rent. And the landlord who owns that house is getting a little frustrated that they're having to evict this tenant. Huh. So what does that mean? Well, what if we sent an offer to that seller? And by the way, too, sometimes you can send, what I will sometimes do is let's see if this is like an office building or something. Yeah, so that's maybe an attorney or a realtor, landlord or something. I'm not worried about that. But I'm going to send a letter to the person who owns this property right here. How do I find them? Well, you can go into county records and find out who the owner is. You can go to FreedomSoft if you want. I'm just going to put that property right there. Now, if it tells you can't find the property, it's because there it is. You just have to delete a little bit, pull it in. Here it is. It's a cash buyer, corporate owned, and they've bought it. They've owned it since 21, and it's an investor out of Chesterfield, Missouri. So here's a mailing address right here. From here, I could send this investor a letter, a postcard right here. I could click on this little thing here. First, I'm going to add it to a lead list, and I'm going to send direct mail. And I can choose a sequence. Tired landlord. And then I need to choose a campaign. Let's just do, here we go. And I need to choose a phone number. Well, you choose a phone number. Let's do a non-FreedomSoft number for now. Save. Okay. And it will send this postcard to them. Normally I'd choose a FreedomSoft number and it would just fill it out. Let's go mail preview. Here it is. Hate being a landlord? Are you sick and tired of late rent, bad tenants, property taxes, never breaking even? We'll buy your house this month for cash. Are you tired of deadbeat tenants, evictions in process? Squatters won't leave. House needs repairs. Call us for an offer. Just like that, you can send this postcard. You can also send a multi-step. Oh, there's my multi-step thing that I was looking for. All right, anyway. Let's do tired landlord multi-step. Oh, you got to fill out this stuff. You got to do merge fields. Okay. Joe McCall, return at 2977, Highway K, number 228. I didn't prep any of this in advance, so I kind of have to do this. And I'm going to do a non-FreedomSoft number again. Okay. First thing it's going to do is send this letter. 30 days later, it'll send this, postcard, this, this, and this. So let's look at what this one looks like. It's going to send a postcard with the Google Street View. You can also do it where it sends, there you go. So it puts a picture of the house on it. Okay. Now you can also set it up where you send a blind offer right here in Freedom Soft. I already showed you that. But the other thing you could do if you want to find out who owns that property is you could just go to PropStream, PropStreamJoe.com. I'm going to give you another really cool hack here. It's cyberbackgroundchecks.com. Let's put that property in there. There it is. You can see Black Pebble Holdings, and there's a mailing address. You can see they bought it. Doesn't say. Oh, it's a non-disclosure state, but they bought it in 21. I know it's really hard to see. And you can look at comps here, but you can get their information. Now, one of the cool things you can do is you can do skip tracing. It might be a little harder to do with an LLC, but in Freedom Soft, you can skip trace these owners. Just by, like I showed you before, going to skip trace right here. But with cyberbackgroundchecks.com, you can actually do a search by address, and you put the address of the property owner there. Now, again, this is an office address. It's probably not going to work. I'm just wasting my time here. Invalid. Why? Yeah, so I got something wrong with the address there. Cyber background checks normally works really, really well. But again, with an LLC, it's not going to work. But you could Google Black Pebble Holdings LLC in the Secretary of State's website and see who actually is the managing manager or the owner, managing member of the LLC, and then you could skip trace them. Okay. So this is Missouri CaseNet. There's a eviction going on right now. Send the owner a letter, a postcard, an offer. There's another cool thing I want to show you here that you can see from court records. Okay, here is Capital One. What's in your wallet? Is suing Brenda Freeman, unfortunately, for something. You can go here, parties and attorneys. This is somebody that lives in an apartment. So I'm not going to call them, or I'm not going to send the owner of this apartment complex a letter. So let's move on to another one. There's another landlord actions, some more evictions. All right, here is Metropolitan Sewer District versus something Kerr. I'm going to open this up. Parties and defendants. Okay, good. MSD is a utility company. Anytime somebody doesn't pay their bill after a couple months, they sue and they will shut the water off, and it's really bad. But let's see, who owns this property here? Let's look at it first. I don't know if that's a tenant or the landlord or the owner, the retail. So somebody who's living in this house right here is not paying their sewer bill. So if they own the house, maybe they're having a hard time paying their mortgage. Maybe they'd just like to sell it. Maybe this would be a property that you could take over their existing mortgage. Maybe do a lease purchase, give them some relief. If it's a landlord who owns this property, maybe they're not getting their rent. If the person is not paying their utility bills, maybe they are not paying the rent. Maybe they're late. The landlord's just getting tired of it. So this is a way to find these properties before it actually goes to eviction in public records. So let's look this property up in Freedom Soft. Owner occupied, high equity. All right, so the owner is actually the one who is living in the property, who's late on their utility bill. They bought it in 07, and for whatever reason, they might be in a situation where they're having a hard time. So send them some kind of letter. What if you sent them something like pre-foreclosure, maybe? Handwritten letter. Let's see what that looks like. It's a handwritten postcard. Now, I don't know if they're facing foreclosure yet. Well, I don't have the right information in there. You could send, A lot of different things in here. You could also send an offer. Send an offer to the seller. Hey, would you like to sell your property? I can pay you either cash or I could lease it from you. I could give you more if you're willing to just rent it out to me for a little while first. You can skip trace that owner too. You can call them. See, by the way, looking at this property again, not this one. We were looking at this one here, remember? Copy. Is this seller getting any direct mail from anybody right now? Nope. It's a great market. Florissant, it's a great area. It's a great neighborhood. And unfortunately, she can't pay her $50 a month utility bills. Maybe there's something going on in the family. There's just something going on we don't know. So that's a great person to start mailing to. By the way, you could have a virtual assistant every day go into the court records here and look for properties like this. Let's look at another one. There's another MSD right there. Capital One. Here's a credit union is suing somebody. What's going on with that? I don't know. But if I go to parties and attorneys, here's the defendant who's having a hard time paying a credit union for something. Maybe it's a car bill. I don't know, some kind of loan. Let's look this property up. There it is. That's a nice house for this area. Blackjack is kind of sketchy. This is a nice little corner of Blackjack. All right, so who owns that house? Well, let's find out. Let's look it up in, let me go back here. Let me copy that address. Let's look in Freedom Soft. The owner occupied. They've owned it since 2011. They bought it for $56,000. They have a lot of equity. You can also look it up in PropStream here. Oh, look, there's some liens on it. Estate tax lien. $528. Really? So again, is anybody sending this guy any mail? No, it's a regular owner occupant. Nobody sends mail to these folks. There's his name, Charles Cummings, right there. And so, unfortunately, though, he's in some kind of situation where this credit union is going after him. Maybe he's hit some tough times. Maybe he just needs to get out of his house. And if you could give him a cash offer or if you could take over his mortgage, get him caught up. Here's a bank, breach of contract, another eviction, another utility, rent and possession. I don't understand the difference between landlord actions and rent and possessions, but they're both, I don't know. I need to find out, I guess. I want to show you one other one. Sometimes you get in here and you can find JP Morgan Chase Bank is suing somebody here. Carla Clary. Again, these are great, nice houses and something's going on. There's some financial distress. Let's look at the owner of that property. There it is. Owner occupied. They've owned this property for 26 years, so it has a lot of equity. And it has a lien on it. Another county tax lien. They're not paying their sewer. $503. All right, so you see what I'm doing here? I'm just going into court records, finding folks that are maybe having a little bit of tough time right now financially. They're getting sued by JP Morgan Chase. They're getting sued from a fitness company. They're not paying their utility bills. Sometimes y'all see in here a Discover card, Target credit cards, Director of Revenue, a lot of MSD. See this? Oh my gosh, there's a lot of these. if you just had a VA, if you were and whatever county you're in, or even if you wanted to just start doing deals in St. Louis County, have a VA every week go through this and just pull this stuff. Capital One again. There's Bank of America. I'm trying to find, wow, never mind. Like, there's gold mines here. Folks that would, yeah, you know what? You just got me at the right time. I'd love to sell this property. I don't know what's going on with you and your situation, but if you need a little cash, you'd like to move on from your, I can pay you this offer with cash, or I can pay you this amount if you want to do owner financing. So like sometimes what I like to do is, remember that letter I showed you originally? Hey, I'd like to buy your house. I'll pay you full price for it, but I'd like to rent it out for a year or so first. Or you could say something like, hey, I can pay you full price for your house if you would consider seller financing. I can pay you full price because of our long-term buy and hold strategies. And you can give them full price if they take payments over time. All right, I want to show you one more thing here, because I wanted to show you how do you find properties to make one-off offers to for vacant land. So let's just go into, let's go to Marion County, Florida. And I don't know why I chose Marion County, but let's just look here real quick. Let's do Citrus County. Citrus County, Florida. Land. Let me reset all these filters here. And Citrus County is much bigger than that. What's going on here? Citrus County. There it is. Okay. For sale, I want land only. 1,533 listings. That's a lot. But there's also a lot of solds here in the last 3 months. 957 vacant lots. So let's go in here. Oh, and there's one more I want to show you here. I want to show you PropWire, if it still works. But back here at Redfin, got vacant land. I'm just going to say, all right, show me all the properties that have been on the market more than 6 months. There's 557 vacant lots been on the market over 6 months in Citrus County. You could sort it by newest and just start going through. These are properties that just hit the 6-month mark. It hasn't sold yet. Why? What's going on? Well, you can look the property up and find the owner and send the owner an offer. So I'm just going to copy this address. Let's try it this way. Copy this address. Let's go to PropStream. PropStream Joe. So the owner is Oliviera Julianne Faraz. And they've owned this property for a year and 3 months. So they just bought it recently. They're trying to flip. They bought it for they bought it for $33,000. And they're trying to sell it for $68,000. So why isn't it sold yet? They're just offering way too much. They're trying to flip it. And they're probably like, you know what? Dang it. It would be good if we just got our money back. It's been 6 months. You've not sold it yet. So what if you sent them an offer? Just sent them an offer. Hey, I could buy your property for you. And how much would you offer, by the way, on this one? Well, I would do a couple different things. Let me show you. I have another offer software for land. I'm going to use that real quick. This is my software for land. If it opens up. It's working. It's spinning. No, I want cognitoforms.com. Let me log in. Close your eyes. Don't look. I don't know why it's not opening here, and my internet is just really bogging down. Frustrating. All right, hold on a second here. While you're staring at me, you can stare at that login link right there. You guys still hear me and see me okay? I know I've been going on, and I'm almost done here. Type in the chat because my internet's freezing up. And all right, still looking good. All right, good, thanks. Why isn't anything working? I think... Well, I'm not going to be able to show you my offer software for land. But I have another thing I could show you. It's a spreadsheet. Okay, so this spreadsheet here is it's a different way to look at buying land where you can offer the sellers some options. You can offer them cash or you can offer them owner financing. I'm going to show you how the numbers work and how you can actually make money offering the seller close to full price. So again, let's go back to, let me get X out of there. Let me X out of there. I showed you CaseNet. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So I want to make an offer to this seller. They want 68 grand for it. How much is it really worth? Well, this is 2.11 acres. Let's look at similar properties nearby. I want land only. I want for sale and pending. And I want minimum 1 acre. Sort from low to high. All right, so this property is 2.11 acres. I can see right now there's a similar one just down the street that's 2 acres, same size, and they're asking $35,000 for it. And it's been on the market for 48 days. So the seller is just wanting way too much for the. Why would I want to pay them 68 when I can buy this one for 35? And if we zoomed out, there's another one for 39. This one's 65. I zoom out again. Here's a 1.6 acre for 30 grand, 2.08 for 35. Let's go look at solds in the last year. Sometimes you can't see the acreage sizes on these. Redfin just made some changes in the last few days where you can't see the acre size anymore on their vacant land listings. It's sad. I don't know what's going to happen. We might move it to table. Yeah, you can't see the acres anymore. So what you're going to have to do is click on them and see it right there. So it's sold for $16,500, 1.03 acres. So you're going to need to kind of calculate the numbers a little bit, which is fine. It just makes up for a little bit more work. 18 grand, 1.06. I wonder if Redfin got wind of like so many people were just scraping their data off of their website, so they hit it. 32 grand, 1.06. Okay, so you just have to do this manually. But you'll see, all right, the average price per acre that these properties are selling for is, you know, this, and what they're currently selling for. What they've sold for is this. What they're selling for is this. So these properties are currently listed right now for like $16,000 an acre. So I'm going to sell mine for $14,000 an acre. So I'm just going to say, all right, $14,000 an acre, and this property is not this one. Where this one is 2.11 acres. Okay. So I'm going to sell mine. I'm going to have to sell mine for $30,000. Okay. So let's say, just bear with me on this exercise here, because my intent of showing you this is how you, for vacant land, if I'm finding a property that's been on the market for 6 months now and it hasn't sold yet, I want to send the seller an offer, but I want to make them a multiple option offer. I want to make them a cash offer and an owner financing offer, because I know they're going to hate my cash offer. But let's just see kind of what we would have to do here for that, okay? So my goal here is to show you how would the numbers work. How could you offer the seller, what the property's worth today with owner financing without much of a discount? So let's say the average mortgage payment in the house of a house in the United States is $2,200. Okay, and this vacant land value, let's say it's worth, because right now, let's say it's worth 35 grand. I could sell it maybe for 30 grand. Okay, so it's worth 30 grand today. But if I make a cash offer, I'm going to make it at least 15 grand. Now I know she's asking 65, but she bought it. Wait. I'm getting so many tabs open here. Sale tax history here. Come on. She bought it for 33 grand. So maybe I give her 30, I'm going to tell her, listen, I'll pay you I'll buy it from you with owner financing for what you bought it for a year ago. But anyway, so let's say the vacant land value is worth 33 grand. I could pay her cash at 16,500. So if I figure I have about, $22,000 for closing costs and pictures, I'm all in on the deal. If I pay cash, I'm all in for 18,500. And I'm going to turn around and sell it on owner financing for maybe 41,000. So if I buy it with owner financing from the seller with owner financing, I'm going to put 0 down. If I sell it with owner financing, I'm going to get about 5%. I'm going to get about 2,063 down. Okay. So let's say I tell the seller, hey, I'll pay you, I'll buy it from you for 33 grand. Wait a second here. Okay, I'm going to make a copy of this spreadsheet so I don't screw up the numbers. Okay, here we go. I'm going to borrow from the seller. I'm going to give him 33 grand. I'll buy it from you for 33 grand, and I'll pay you 0% over 5 years. So I'll pay you $550 a month until paid. But I'm going to turn around and sell it for $41,000 to an end buyer, and I'm going to get 5% down. So my loan to that buyer is going to be $39,188. I'm going to charge him 11% 5 years. So I'm going to make $302 a month in cash flow by giving the seller full price for their property. Now, I'm not giving them what their asking price is, but I'm giving it what it's worth today. Okay. Or here's a cash offer. I'll pay you cash. I'll pay you $16,500, or I'll pay you $33,000. What would you prefer? Well, I'll take the 33. All right. So I'll pay you 33 grand over 5 years. Now let's say they want interest. So you say, well, how much interest do you want to make this happen? Well, 5%. Well, okay, I can't pay you 33 grand, but maybe I can pay you 25 grand and 5% interest. Would that work? Okay. 25 grand, 5% interest. Okay, so maybe that works. So I'm going to pay that seller, but let's say, you know what? I'm going to have to split it up. I'm going to have to pay you over 10 years, amortize over 10 years. So I'll pay the seller $265, but I'm going to sell it again for $39,180. I'm going to be collecting $852. And let's say I sell it over 10 years. So my cash flow again will be $275 a month. How many of those properties do I need to cover my mortgage payment? 8. I only need 8 of those deals to live for free in a really nice house somewhere. So I'm just trying to show you here to think about in terms of when you're making offers to sellers, you can make a cash offer and an owner financing offer without even ever talking to them. Just give them the choice. Get them to call you. Yeah, and I have another spreadsheet. I need to spend a little time looking at it because I had a spreadsheet that broke it out, broke those two things out. Here it is. Okay, so what I was trying to do here is, let's say the active median price was $11,000, the sold median price per acre was $9,000, and let's say this property was 4 acres, and now I want to make $10,000 wholesale fee, and I'm going to pay a realtor 10% commissions, and I'm going to have closing costs of $2,000. So I'm going to just use the active median price per acre. If I discount that, my adjusted price per acre is $9,800. The sold median price per acre is $94,000. So I'm going to use the lower one. So the property is worth about $38,000. When I sell it, I'm going to list it at a discount. I'm going to sell it for $32,000. I want to make at least $10,000 profit. I'm going to pay a realtor 10% commissions. I'm going to have $2,000 closing costs. So I'm going to offer the seller a cash offer for $16,981. Now, if I'm going to be using a private investor, I'm going to pay them to buy it. I'm going to pay them about 12% interest. I'll pay them about $2,200. So my new offer to the seller, I'll pay them $14,700. Okay, that gives me room to pay a private investor for that cash. I'm going to close in 30 days, and I'm going to turn around and flip it. It gives me room for closing costs, realtor commissions, my $10,000 wholesale fee. Okay, and I'm pricing this aggressively. It's worth $38,000. I'm going to sell it for $32,000. So I'm only going to keep it for a little bit. What's my profit going to be on this deal? Well, if I wholesale this deal, okay, let's do this. My profit calculations. All right, so my sale price is going to be $32,201. My commissions will be this. My closing costs will be this. Well, my profit's going to be $10,000. That's what it's going to be. My profit's going to be $10,000 because I'm going to buy it for $14,700 and I'm going to sell it for $32,000. So if I buy it for $14,700, I'm going to make a $10,000 profit. All right. So anyway, my cash offer. This is the number I want you to remember. Let's say I'm not using private money. I've got my own cash. I'm going to make the seller an offer for like $16,000 or $15,000. So I could offer the seller more. Maybe I offer the seller 1.75% interest. So again, the property's worth about $38,000. What if I double my... Oh, dang it. Hold on here. What if I say, all right, I'll pay you... Let's just see what happens with this. I'll pay you $16,000 cash, or I'll pay you $29,407 with owner financing. 0 down. 5 years, 0 interest. So my payments to that seller is going to be $490. So my total paid back to that seller is $29,000. Let's just don't worry about that number right now. All right. Now I'm going to sell it to an end buyer at a 10% premium. So it's worth $37,000 today. I'm going to sell it at a 10% premium. Sorry, right here. So I'm going to sell it for $41,000. I'm going to get a 5% down payment. I'm going to do it for 5 years. I'm going to charge 10% interest, let's say. So my monthly payments are going to be $841. What's the difference? I'm going to get $351 in cash flow. I'm paying that off in 5 years, and I'm doing owner financing for 5 years. I was like, my arbitrage number, I'll be making $351, giving the seller close to what the current market value is. The current market value on this property is about $37,000. So I'm giving him a cash offer for 17, and I'm doubling that for 29 with zero down, zero interest, $490 a month payments. But I'm selling it in owner financing, and I'm making $351. Okay, so what's my total profit in the deal? So the total paid back to us from the buyer is $50,000. The total paid to the seller is $29,000. So the difference between those two numbers, my total profit in this deal is $21,000. What if I did something like, so all right, I'll offer you $16,000 in cash or $25,000 with owner financing. Zero down, 0% interest, payments of $428 a month. And I turn around and sell it for this. My cash flow is $412 a month. And if your mortgage payment is $2,200 a month, how many of these deals do you need to cover your mortgage payment? You need 5 of those deals to live for free in a really nice house, to have your mortgage payment covered every month. Maybe instead of like, I'm not saying like I'm trying to pay my house off, right? But maybe instead of trying to pay your house off, what if you buy some assets that make your mortgage payment for you? Let me show you some other cool numbers here. Let's say the seller wants a let me clarify this here. Owner financing offer price. Let's say the seller wants some interest. Well, maybe I could offer the seller interest. Maybe he wants a down payment. All right, so maybe I'll lower my you want a down payment? I'll do 5% down. And you want an interest? How much interest do you want to make this work? 3%? Okay, so I'll put 5% down, which by the way, it's only $1,100. I'm going to be collecting $2,000 from my end buyer, so I'm covered there. No cash out of my pocket. So my payments to that seller are going to be $376 a month. I'm going to be collecting $841. My cash flow is $464. So I'm okay with giving a little down payment and a little interest. I'm going to start with higher price, zero down, zero interest. So I'm making principal only payments. But if the seller wants something down, some interest, the price will lower a little bit. I'll do 5% down. Maybe I'll do 5% interest. So my cash flow will still be good. Now, the other thing is, what if the seller what if you offered 2%? I mean, sorry, your cash offer was $16,000. You doubled that. Okay, so I'm doubling this number here. All right. So you're doubling that. You're offering, I'll pay you $14,000 or $29,000. And I'll pay you 5%, but let's do it for 10 years. And so I'm going to sell it also on 10 years. So I'm paying the seller off in 10 years, and I'm selling it to a buyer for 10 years, and I'm charging 11% interest. My cash flow, $250 a month. My total profit, $30,000 on this deal. What if I do it over 10 years with the seller, but I finance it for 5 years from the buyer? My cash flow is $564 a month. Now, if my buyer pays me off, I need to pay the seller off. So I'm going to have a balance at the end of 5 years of $15,000, so I have to pay that off. But you could do what's called a substitution of collateral, where you could move the money into another deal if you wanted to do that. But normally, if you're paying the seller in 5 years, you want to sell it on the same amount of time. So I pay the seller in 5 years, sell it in 5 years, making $330. I only need 4, 5, 6, 8 of those deals, 10 of those deals to pay my mortgage payment. I need 7 deals to make my mortgage payment like that. So we're going to be covering a lot of this stuff, and I'm getting tired, and I don't know if I'm even making any sense of everything I'm saying here. But at the 100 offer challenge starting next week, we're going to be showing you how to do this for land, for houses, using FreedomSoft. And when you go here, you can become a VIP for $1 to sign up for a 30-day trial into FreedomSoft, and we'll give you the templates. I'll be giving you the software, the calculators, the spreadsheets that help you come up with these different kinds of offers, so you can send the seller a cash offer, a lease option offer, an owner financing offer. Give them options, okay? Just get your foot in the door, get the conversation started, so they can call you and you can work out some details, okay? If you sign up for the challenge, I'll give you, again, I'm sure the software will be working by then, but I'll give you my software, I'll give you the spreadsheets, I'll be giving you the templates and the letters that you can send these one-off offers to these sellers, okay? All right, I got to go. I'm pooped. I'm wiped. All right. We'll go here. I'm getting some questions here. How are you managing the properties when you do these deals over the next 5 to 10 years? In my course, Marissa, I have a software that we use to manage all of our payments from the buyers. I just have an assistant that manages all that for me, really, is the way I do it. And again, when you're selling a vacant lot with owner financing, do you have to worry about tenants, vacancies, maintenance, repairs, toilets, roofs, hot water heaters? No. At this time, I don't want to be tied to a property. Is this a poor mindset as an investor wholesaler to have? I'm feeling I just want to make the deals move on to the next. Yeah, so sometimes, you make a quick nickel or a slow dime. It's up to you. Maybe what I would suggest you do is every month wholesale your first deal, and then every deal after that, you sell on owner financing for the cash flow, to build up your cash flow reserves. So you wholesale the first deal to make a quick 5-10 grand to pay your bills. Everything after that, you sell on owner financing. But again, the cool thing about buying with owner financing from these sellers is zero cash out of pocket. Zero. You could even negotiate. See, when you make a cash offer, you only have one thing to negotiate, and that's price. On owner financing, you have 5 or 6 things to negotiate: price, down payment, interest rate, when the payments start, how long the payments last. What else? You could even negotiate, hey, listen, I'll make you payments every month that I receive a payment. So I'm going to sell it on owner financing to somebody else. But if they don't pay me 1 month, then I don't pay you that month. I mean, you could negotiate that. So you can tell the sellers what's more important to you, price or terms. You want the highest price possible? It has to be on my terms. 0 down, 0% interest, okay, as long as of a payment period as possible. But if terms are more important to you, if you don't want to wait 10 years, you only want to owner finance at 5 years, all right, we can make that happen. If you have to have an interest rate, I can make that happen. What interest rate do you want? What do we need to do to make this happen today? Give them whatever interest rate they want. Give them whatever payment terms they want at your price. So you just give them options. You can negotiate one or the other of these things. Thank you, Philip. Nice, kind words. I appreciate it. Okay, let's wrap this up, guys. Wow. I've been going for 2 hours, and I feel like I'm just wiped out. I'm tired. All right, we'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.